Hello everyone, today we're replacing bearings on the drive axle of a semi. When we take these bearings out, the hub that contains the race, typically these bearings are in very tight. And my experience is trying to drive them out with a punch, you've got a very small surface in that hub to drive on that race to knock it out. And they're in so tight, what will happen is you'll end up shearing off just a tip or side of that punch trying to get them out. And what I've started doing, and it works very well, is just running a bead of weld around on the on that bearing race, right there where the bearing rides. A good bead all the way around. And what that does is that when that weld cools, it's going to shrink. And when it shrinks, it allows some of that press fit to go away, and then you can knock it out easily with a punch. And when I do these, I put down a piece of steel on the floor so I don't damage my floor with the weld spatter. I also leave the film of oil or whatever was in there to kind of help protect that aluminum. If you get it dry, that aluminum will start to melt in, where if you got that oil on there, you don't have that issue. When I'm all done, I clean everything up, the seal area where the seal goes, I clean up the hub, everything, but leave it dirty to begin with. And you got to find yourself a good ground, but go in there with a welder and, like I say, just go around and put yourself a nice bead on all the way around on that race, and that'll shrink it, and then we can drive it out with a punch nice and easy. So we're going to do that, and we'll show you how easy they come out. Okay, I've laid down a bead on these bearing races, and I typically use some of my old welding rod that isn't in the best of shape because I don't really care what the bead looks like. But I lay down a pretty healthy bead on it, and the healthier the bead, the more shrinkage you get. So it comes out a little bit easier. So we're going to smack this one here out. And another thing is with these type of bearings, this will work for just about any type of wheel bearing application you've got where it comes out hard. The biggest thing is you just got to make amends for the welding spatter. So we're going to go ahead and knock this one out. There it is. Makes it a whole lot easier. So now it's just a matter of cleaning everything up and getting ready to put everything back together. Okay, we got both these races out of this hub. And inside the hub there, like I said, I leave the oil in that was originally in the hub. And that kind of prevents any of that slag or any of that welding spatter to take a hold of anything. So now it's just a matter of cleaning up around the seal area, cleaning up the inside, getting it all as clean as you can. And like I say, there's really no damage whatsoever. That aluminum works really well. But again, leave that oil in there when you're doing the welding, and that works real well. So okay, if you do get a little bit of weld spatter that comes into that aluminum, pop out that weld spatter. Just like we got right here, we got one little spot. If you don't want that weld spatter to get into the new bearings, smooth it up, make sure you got nothing there that can come out. And I've got a couple here, over here I got to touch up two. Got one right here and one right down here. But that's all I had for all four of those hubs. So just feel them over, make sure there's no weld spatter. If there is, knock it loose, hit it with a wire wheel, make sure there's nothing that can come off and get in those new bearings. So just a heads up on that. Okay, we're ready to put the new races in. I don't like to use a punch to put them in because you can easily chip it or damage the race or the bearing surface. So what we do is I've got a press here. We're going to press it in, and I find something that's just a little bit smaller than the diameter of that race, and then we're going to press it on in. That gets the back one in, seated all the way. Now we're going to flip it over and do the other side. I just try to make sure everything's nice and square when we go in. If it isn't, I try to even it up. Alright, that seats them all in there nice and square. I got put about 10 ton on to get them down true. So that's kind of the way I take the bearings out. It makes it a lot easier. and getting them back in, I press them in. That way we don't damage them putting them in. So I want to thank you for watching the video and have a great day. Thank you for watching my video. Be sure to check out my other videos and subscribe to my channel at youtube.com/c/DonsOil. I'd like to introduce you to Amsoil Synthetic Lubricants. We have the most complete line of synthetic lubricants on the market that offer you greatly reduced wear, extended drain intervals, longer equipment life. You can check that out at my website, donsoil.com. I also have a website for looking up fluid capacities. It's fluidcapacity.com. You can go there and print off the capacity of your engine oil, cooling system, transmission, transfer case, differentials. Be sure to like us on Facebook at facebook.com/DonSyntheticLubes. Thank you and have a great day.